Test mic 1 2 3. Test mic 1 2 3. Okay, we're about to start our podcast for 2022, and the topic will be what have we learned in 2021. It's a great year for the most. Hopefully, we're gonna discuss all the things that happened and what are the takeaways, what are the gains, the losses, and I hope you learn a thing or two. And I hope you enjoy listening to the podcast. We'll just be waiting for our guest. I'm not sure if Ahmed Noor will be available, but I invited another guest, Ayu Riola. He's gonna accompany me with this podcast, and we'll set up the broadcast system in a few minutes. Once it's ready, then we're gonna start right away. Okay, so Ahmed is driving home. Drive safely, and if you have time, you can join us later when you get home. Okay, and send my regards to the family. Hope everything's good. And we just want to say hi to Marie. Hi, Marie, Bovish. Thank you for watching. We're gonna start the podcast in a few minutes. We're just gonna discuss or have a review of the year 2021. I know it's an epic year. Some people call it the great year because we're still in the great year. In astrology, we just entered the age of Aquarius. Some scientists say I think it began, or the Mayans say it began in 2012, but we're still in it. And hope you enjoy the show and hope you learn something from it. We're just basing this from our experience. Hi. Hi, Marie. Hope your baby's well. He's my favorite Apo, because I call him Apo. Apo is granddaughter at the moment in Filipino. So there you go, Amelia. As I always shout her name, Amelia, Amelia. Just like that scene in A Night at Roxbury. It's supposed to be Emilio, but now it's Amelia. Anyway, just enjoy the music at the moment. I'm gonna set up the system, the broadcast system, and we're gonna wait for Ayu if he's available, so we could start and discuss what happened in 2021. And I hope you learned something from it. That's the thing that's our goal. I think we want to share. If you did, just let us know. If something something that rings a bell on you and you can relate, just let us know. Because if one person learned something from this podcast, it will be a win for us. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I'll just set up the system. I'll be right back in a few minutes. Thank you. Hi, Andrea. Yeah, it's my office mate in BMO, former office mate. Thank you for watching. We're just going to have a review of 2021. And I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you pick up something from the podcast. I'm just waiting for my guest, Ayu Riola, before we begin. And stick around, okay? Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start right now. Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay, but I'm going to start the podcast right now. And Ayu will be joining us, and Ahmed. Once they get home. I think there's a bit of traffic at the moment, but we're gonna get there. Anywho, okay, so I'm gonna tone down the music at the moment, the background music from Epidemic Sounds. I'm gonna turn it off. So there you go. So I prepared a slide here. This is just a review of what happened to me and most of us too, because I think it's related to everybody. Everybody had the same experience, not like exactly the same, but we're in the same boat. We're in this pandemic, and especially last year was kind of challenging for everybody. So we just want to highlight some stuff and maybe what I have learned personally for myself and for the people that I interact with, your family, your friends, your whoever is near to you or close to you. So, yeah, we're just gonna discuss that. I prepared a slide here, and I hope whatever I experience and whatever I'm doing, you're gonna pick up something from it and learn from it, and maybe you can use it moving forward. I'm not sure if it's universal, but for me it did work, and I just want to share it too. And I had like Ayu and Ahmed, we had the same experiences in 2021, so I know it's just not me. Two of my closest friends had the same experience, and I believe a lot of us had challenges last year. So we're gonna go through now the slides I prepared. I hope this will work. Let's try it out over here. Okay, so the agenda for this podcast is what we have learned in 2021. They call it a great year. We're still in the great year, as I have mentioned a while ago. By the way, if you have any questions, just let me know. You can just send me a message. I'm monitoring the messages on my Facebook. So if you wanna like agree or disagree, just let me know so we can discuss about it. So here the agenda is first is the summary of 2021, self-realizations, family and friends, and spiritual growth. We're gonna dig into that in this podcast. So summary. So we're still in the pandemic right now, but last year was just epic. There's a breakdown that we have differences, not only with family, with friends, with your coworkers. We saw our differences, and we also understood that where we stand, what we believe. That's what I'm getting at, and yeah, especially the anti-vaxxers or the anti-mask, those stuff, right? So I'm just gonna go through the other slides. So introductions. I'm just gonna take off my face over there. Okay, so intro. So people say that the year 2021 was one of the most difficult years since the Great Depression. Some even say it trumps it. No pun intended there. I can't confirm it, but I believe it's very close. Relative it may be, surely we lost and we also gained something during the said tumultuous year. Now we're gonna take on a closer look. Okay, so on to the next slide. Okay, so during the pandemic, I know a lot of people suffered from losses like financially, certainty, loved ones because of the virus of COVID, and also friendships because we were divided, and also the drive because how can you continue with this kind of setup, right? Especially if you're in a business. And I've experienced. I have a lot of examples during the time. Of course, financially was a big thing because when I still when I was still working with BMO, I've seen people devastated, losing their jobs, and I was thinking all the time, oh my God, what if it's my time, right? And I believe, yeah, it happened later on, but I was concerned about them too. And some of them took it gracefully, but some of them they were really devastated because there's no certainty. How am I gonna pay my mortgage, my car? Those are the things that concerns them, and they don't know what's gonna happen. And for sure, some people, yeah, they have it already. They have their own cope up mechanism, and they have family, they have friends that to lean on, or partner who can certainly help. And sometimes you're alone. What are you gonna do if? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? It's just me. I don't have anybody to depend on. So those are the things that, yeah, certainly what happened in 2021. And like I have a friend too who has a business, and he was just very frustrated because the business was closed for almost a year, and his bills were up to his neck already, and he doesn't know what to do with it, right? And he doesn't even know if there's like a rainbow after this storm, right? So those are the losses that I've figured out personally, and from my friends too and family. Now, because of these losses, we also have gains. So what have we gained in 2021? It's a make or break year. Yeah, families were divided, friends. It was like really crazy what's happening. There's no you don't know what's when is it gonna end, right? So I picked up some stuff here. These are the gains that me personally, and also the people that's close to me that I saw. So people started to be very resourceful, and of course some of them hang into faith. They were just poised enough because they know that somebody up there or whoever, that it's not gonna last long. It's not gonna be like this forever. So that's what I've witnessed, and same with me. I have to be resourceful. I have to be faithful, and also, what's a giant thing that really helped me out with this pandemic last year? It's called self-love or self-worth. So now you know who are the people who values you. You have to value yourself, and who did support you, your family, your friends. Now, hi, John. John is my brother-in-law, and I was with him in a couple of trips, and I enjoy his company. And thank you for riding your Porsche. I really enjoyed it. So anyway, these are the things that we have to learn, right? We have to have self-respect. We have to value ourselves. So if there are people who demeans you or who devalues you, you have to either speak up or you have to stand up and let them know, no, that's not true. This is me. I know my worth, and whatever happens, I'm not gonna uh, trade myself with somebody else. So those are the gains, especially with faith. For me, it's really awesome. I'm just gonna want to share this because one day, hi Justin, it's my boss in Leon's. He's a very nice guy. I love this guy. Hope everything's well. Regards to your family, and thank you for watching. For me, it started in faith because well, I didn't even know what's gonna happen, but I knew that there's something's gonna happen last year because I've seen the devastation from my clients. I've seen them cry in front of me, and like the uncertainty they're having during that time was just uncertain. I can't even uh, like choose a word for that. It was just devastating, and I knew there will come a time it's gonna be me or gonna be somebody else close to me. So for me, one day I was out in the parking lot, and I just prayed, and I just was very grateful. So I prayed, God, thank you for everything, man. I still have my job. I'm really great right now. I have no problems because I've seen the sorrow of other people. And suddenly it was my turn. Just a few days after, affirmation, just saying, Lord, I love you. Thank you for everything. All the blessings that you've given me and my family is still there. It's still intact. Then it was my turn. So there, where I really struggled, it was a struggle. It's not easy, man. It's just crazy once it happens to you. But good thing I held on to my faith. I knew that this is not gonna last forever. Even though for myself, it took for me, it's like years already, but it's just for months. But in the end, things panned out, and I was able to recoup and I had a new beginning. And before even this pandemic happens, there were like signs already. I was given opportunities here and there. I didn't take it because I was like very comfortable where I am. So same thing with my friends, right? I hope Ahmed can attest to this. Before something happened really bad to them, there were opportunities, there were windows given, so you won't have to suffer from from the from the storm that's coming. And I hope you're gonna learn from. I hope you learn from this too. Just have faith, and if there's a window for you to grow, take a look, take a pause, and see if it's gonna work for you. Because it's a sign. It's a sign that there's something going. There's something going on, right? There's gonna be, like Noah. There's a message that there's gonna be a big storm. You have to do this, right? And that's what I experienced last year. So and after that storm, you're gonna have a new beginning. So that's about the gains that I've mentioned here. This is what I experienced last year. And the next thing here, so we're just gonna dive in to the takeaways that I have from last year. And then first off, love God, believe that He will not forsake you, and enjoy and share His blessings. So a while ago I was talking about that. Once you're firm that you love Him, you trust Him, He's not gonna forsake you. He's gonna give you all the breaks, and just believe and have faith. And I think there's a difference in meaning and believe and faith, because sometimes believe is something that even though it's not true, but faith is different. I think faith is much stronger. So you have to, even though there's no reason, nothing in there, but you still believe, you still know that God will not forsake you. That's what I'm getting at. Okay. So the next one will be everything you need to live is there. So it means that when you wake up, I've watched this in YouTube, and I've heard a story about this, about a dying old person leaving his or her loved ones, and in the last word he said that everything you need when you wake up in the morning, everything you need is there. So what they're saying is that in life, for me, this is what I've learned. Don't judge me. This is what I've experienced, what I picked up from that, which I truly agree because I've been doing it for a long time. Everything you need is here already. All you have to do is pick it up and run with it. Whatever makes you happy is there. You have family, you have friends, you have everything's there. It's up to you if you want to enjoy it or not. And it takes a lot of work, of course. That's the takeaway there too. You have to recognize it. You have to know that everything's here. What do I want to do? What makes me happy? Just do it, okay? And nobody's gonna stop you unless it's really bad. But that's what it meant to me. Yeah, I want to share this story. When I was a little boy, I met my grandfather in the farm. I was really 5 years old, and my first interaction with him was when I met him for the first time. Is that you know what? Wake up tomorrow morning. I want you to get some fresh eggs in the farm. So I was so excited because for me, getting eggs in a big farm is like Easter egg hunting. Hi, Eric. Thank you for watching. And I was so excited to wake up like 5 in the morning and just get the eggs, the fresh eggs, and give it to my grandfather. And it's a win-win because I enjoy the hunt. For me, it's fun, and I enjoy that I made my grandfather very happy. And at the same time, he's gonna cook the egg, and we're gonna eat it together. We have this bond That's why I love him so much. As a little boy, I really adore him. May God rest his soul. But yeah, he's a very nice person, very good person too. And I brought this up because when you wake up in the morning, you have to know what you're gonna do. You have to be excited. That's pure happiness for me, right? Oh, hey, I'm gonna have an egg. These are egg. I wanna try it out. So I wanna go back to that feeling every morning. That's why I just pointed this out. Hi, Ahmed. You're there? Yeah, sure. You can give me a call, so I can patch you through, and we can discuss if you want. I just give me a call through Messenger, and I'll answer it for you, and I'm gonna hook you up. There you go. I can hear you now. Okay, got it. Thank you for dropping by, Ahmed, because I've been meaning to have this podcast with you for some time. So, okay, so were you able to listen to it already, or you just want to like flip back to the notes that I have?
Yeah, I've heard you pretty much everything, but missed the last bit of the last 5 minutes.
Okay, last 5 minutes. Okay, so we're just gonna go back and have a review. So I'm just gonna show your picture here too. Just give me a second. So how are you? How was your drive, man? How are you? How's everything?
The drive was long, but
Yeah.
I am safe home now. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'll just show your slide here so you can picture you at the moment who you are. But I'm sure a lot of people knows you already because we're in the same circle. Most of my friends
Okay.
know you already.
Uh,
Yeah,
who who doesn't know my bogey looking there?
yeah. That's so true. Okay, here.
Looks like we have a few people in the podcast.
Yeah,
Thank you for
Justin is
joining us.
there. Yeah, Justin Kimetz is there.
Hey, Justin, welcome, buddy. Congratulations on your new baby. I've seen some videos. She looks amazing, man, and you sound like you're a proud father, that's for sure.
There we go. Just gonna put your frame here so they know. Can you see it now, or oh, cause you're in a different channel. I mean, yeah,
Oh yeah, I can see it.
I can see it. Okay, that's the Pogi Ahmed
Yeah.
and Kyle, the Macho
Kobe,
Kyle.
Jerome.
Yeah, hi JB, my cousin, is watching right now. Shout out to you and your wife, Jab. Hope to see you soon. Okay, so we're gonna go back. So I'm just gonna put this light here. Just give me a second. So as I have mentioned, we're just gonna review 2021 and the things that we experienced. Any takeaways that we want to share with our viewers. So I posted here the agenda, the review of 2021, self-realizations, family and friends, and spiritual growth. So I did mention about, okay, let's take this out over here. So my introduction was, people say that the year 2021 was one of the most difficult years since the Great Depression. Some even say it trumps it. No pun intended. So I can't confirm that, but I believe that it's really close. A lot of us went through really hard times, and with all the losses, we also got some gains. So there's like a balance, even though it was chaotic. So for you, what's the what's the first thing that you have learned or unlearned, or what are the losses that you've experienced, and to counter that, what did you learn? What did you gain, right? So I posted here financially. There was because like losing a job is because I mentioned that a lot of my clients lost their jobs, and of course they don't know what's gonna happen. How are they gonna pay their mortgage and stuff? So we had to plan ahead, right? We have to know what's gonna happen. And like me, I lost a cousin because of I lost a lot of people because of COVID, and that too. That's really depressing. And because of different differences in ideas with the vaxxers and anti-vaxxers, maskers, anti-maxers, you lose some of you lost some friendships too, right? Because of that, or it was like tested. Your friendships were tested
Yeah.
because of your differences. And I have a friend too who has a business, and since the business was like closed for almost a year, his drive just he just want to give up, right? So those are the things that I've experienced during 2021, and it's not a easy thing to to go through, right? So how about you? Can you share anything that might help the people who's been watching us?
Yeah, for me, it was different. I know that this virus does exist. Everybody has their own, you could say, their own, the only way they can see is, people see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of people, they think that this is all fake.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's all about the government corruption and government are controlling us. It's sad that that hearing a lot of my friends, especially you, that have a lot of losses.
Mm-hmm.
For me, um, I've never experienced that. Like I didn't have any losses
Mm-hmm.
in my family or friends, so that's a blessing.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
But one of the things that I learned, I think, is myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things is that I never believed in depression or anxieties
Yeah,
or stuff like that. I always thought like, oh, those are just people that are just talking about it.
yeah.
These things don't exist. But to be honest, it does exist. Because I've been through it, and I finally came to realization that there is something called um, mental mental issues that people go through,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anxieties, whether it's depression, whether it's just feeling drained, and with this COVID, it's hard because of you can't get out there and enjoy life like the
Yeah.
normal way we did, without being scared to go out there. So I was, God bless that, I've never had COVID
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
myself.
Thank God.
My family thinks I have some kind of superpower.
That's funny. Yeah,
um,
what's
but
superpower?
it's crazy because all my family have gotten COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and all I can do is take care of them and be there for them, and show
Mm-hmm.
them that 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 I'm there to no matter what happens. That they're my family, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's tough to just to kind of remind yourself of like how many people are dying out there, and you don't want that to happen to any of your family or friends. So for me, it was really tough because these days I feel like I don't want to do anything. I went through a lot of depressed. There's a lot of times where I was just depressed because couldn't go out or
Yeah.
couldn't meet friends or couldn't go do anything. So I really came to realizations that there is something called depressions, anxieties, and um, we see that in sports too. A lot of people are going through the same things, and for me, I just had to learn myself and try to keep myself motivated more. And I've learned a lot. people that loves you the most are always there for you.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
Those are the most. Those are important to me because you always keep in touch with those people, or they
Yeah.
just call you out of nowhere and see how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that really lift your spirits up, right? So
Mm-hmm.
um, you know it's still tough till this day because still, I mean, this pandemic's still on.
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's not just last year. I mean, it started 2 years ago and
Ago, yeah.
we're still in it, so it's um,
It's still a
we
struggle at the moment. We're still in the journey right now.
we're in that journey. It felt like we're like, oh my gosh, we can see the light, and seems like the light is disappearing again, and we have to start from scratch. Different variants of viruses are out there. um, you know I've always believed that now that technology is there, and I do believe in that there is a virus out there, as long that you keep yourself safe, and you know coming down to like washing your hands and
Mm-hmm.
keeping a mask on, right? Like I was the one who, even though I don't like the mask, but
Yeah, I know.
I,
Oh, talking about the
I,
mask, I hate it, man.
I had to keep it, and the reason being is because I didn't want to bring any kind of virus to
To
my family.
family, yeah, that's true.
Um, it was this year. I mean, last year was it was the first time where we actually had a little bit of family gathering with Christmas and stuff
Mm-hmm.
compared to the other year where we were all kind of stuck in our homes and couldn't do anything. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely when it comes to me, I learned a lot about myself. Where there's a lot of things that I didn't believe when it comes to like that I didn't believe in, like there's such thing depression out there, that
Mm-hmm.
people are just making up, people are not strong enough, right? Like, and it's not true. It's this is real life, it's
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of people are going through this, and I've experienced this, and
Mm-hmm.
it was really it was really hard for me because it's tough because like you motivate other people, and you get their spirits up, and then you find yourself like
In the
who's
same.
gonna motivate me now, right? Like,
Yeah, thank you, brother, because you motivated me when you restarted. Hey, come on, let's play golf. I was
well,
like in the depressed stage when you were calling me. Come on, let's go
well,
out.
yeah, it's right. Like I thought about it because we couldn't do anything at the time, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the only thing we can do was outside of things like, well, you can hang out outside. You can do. People can't come to your house.
Yeah.
So for me, I enjoy golf, and I feel like it's relaxing. And I thought that that's a way to get out and invite my friends, especially you. You're always there, and whenever
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything.
it's a huge support that for me, because trust me, I didn't want to go by myself, but
Yeah, yeah.
I had you to come along with me, and then there's times we had a couple other friends to come along with us. I remember that the first time we went there, we had a little plexiglass in between us.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. Yeah. That's so funny. What's this? That was really
I,
fun, man. And I remember the first time we went out, because I think there was one time that the sun was out and it was really dark and we were really far away. Good thing I have a flashlight.
oh yeah, I can remember we go till sunset, I think, right?
Yeah.
But it's that journey that we go through,
Hmm.
especially with this pandemic now. It's something that we never experienced in our lives, and this is something that we talk to about
Hmm.
to our kids. Our kids, grandkids. Those the things that we went through in life, and this is going to be a learning experience
Yeah.
for all of us, right? I mean, the sad part is that a lot of people lost their loved ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I have a
rest
few.
in peace
I
to all those.
lost family. Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah, it's a tough thing, you know. At the end of the day, like you know, I was the first person to waited when my time came for my vaccine, and I went out there and got my vaccine, and then when the second one came, and I went and got the second one, and now I got my booster. So, you know, I've done everything that I've been asked to do, and for all that I've done is to protect myself, and most importantly, to protect my family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And so,
definitely. Yeah.
you know, I've had a lot of friends where you know we talked about the vaccine, and you know, a lot of people think that you know that you know they
That's
shouldn't
not
be
how it
getting
is.
they shouldn't be getting this vaccine in their body because they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, for me, you know, it's different because I can't judge what other people think, and
Yeah. I respect
I
that too.
respect,
Yeah.
I respect it. And at the end of the day, their say is their say. At the end of the day, is their body.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's tough when you have to tell people that you know you're getting this vaccine. I mean, I'm sure back in the days before, you know, nobody knew about like you know what kind of vaccine you have.
Polio. Yeah. The flu
You
shots
know,
and everything. Yeah.
right? Like you know, at the end of the day, the way I look at it, you know, with the vaccine is, you know, it's a, you know, we've been getting this vaccine all our lives. That's how I looked at it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know how many kind of vaccines I got when I was a child.
Yeah. Same here with me.
So, you know, when it comes to vaccine, I was not scared of it. I was more thinking of, you know, that, you know, this is going to protect me. It's going to protect, you know, my community. It's going to protect my
Definitely.
family. It's going to
Yeah.
protect the people that are around me,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, do what's right. And that was
Yeah.
for me. And at the end of the day, if somebody else thought differently, I didn't judge that. And that's, you know, that's their say.
Yeah, and it's really sad too because I have family members who doesn't believe in the vaccine, but they're still. I love them, man. I can't deny them.
Well,
You know, with
well,
me, just there's like a separation, but in the end, it's how we treat each other, right? It's how I still love you, man, even though you're my family and you believe this. My love for you can't change, right? I'm gonna treat you. I'm gonna respect what you believe in, and
of
not gonna
course,
treat
right?
you badly. That's what happened. So that's I'm good with that. So I'm very happy that
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's times that we're gonna debate about it,
yeah.
you know, but at the end of the day, we don't know what's right and what's wrong. You know,
Yeah,
they
that's
might
true.
think it's wrong and this is the right, and we're thinking, you know, this is right and that's wrong. But at the end of the day, we can't judge the people that we love.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's because it's the decision that they made, and at the end of the day, that's their decision.
Decision. Yeah.
Our decision, our decision. You know, we just have to show love and support and you know and respect their
Decision.
decisions.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the most important thing. You know, for me, the way I look at it is that you know the only person that can take me away in this life is God. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I don't think vaccine is going to kill me. That's what I you know.
Yeah, true. Because for some reason, like you mentioned, um, your family got COVID, but you never had it, right? And I have friends too had the same thing. Their whole family had COVID, but there's only one. Always one person who was strong enough to withstand the COVID, and in the end, he was the one taking care of everybody. Ahmed, are you still there? Did I lose you? Or we're gonna try again. I think we lost Ahmed. I hope he calls back. Let's see. Let's redial number. Hello. Oh, okay. I think he's calling back. Okay. While waiting, yeah, same thing. Remember, Ahmed mentioned the losses that he had and the gains, because of this pandemic. Oh, there he is. There you go, Ahmed.
That's better.
That's better.
Yes.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, there we go. So while you were gone, I was just explaining to the audience that we have that even though we had the same experience, you mentioned about in your family you were the only one who didn't get COVID, and you took care most of your family members. I mean, and I have a friend who has the same thing. Everybody got the COVID, and he's the only one. The father didn't get the COVID. He was negative. So there's always somebody there. God protects, and fortunately, yeah, he did get, and he was able to take care of the family too.
No, no, like you're right. At the end of the day, it's you don't know who's gonna get this or not. I can get this tomorrow or not. I don't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You have to be careful too. You have to play it safe.
well, yeah, I think I'm very more. I don't know. I'm kind of like I don't know what you say, but every time I touch something, I wash my hands
Yeah, just to be
before.
sure.
Whenever I'm cooking something or serving food or something, I'm washing my hands, and I followed all the, the the things that they say about wash your hands 20 seconds with warm water.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
remember when this COVID first came. I don't know how many times I was washing my hands and um, putting the alcohol on it, and
Yeah.
it's it's crazy, seeing that how dry my hand became, how cracky it became, and but
End of
uh,
the day, you were able to say. I mean, you were able to save yourself from getting COVID. Maybe that's the big factor, and in the end, you were able to help your family, right?
yeah, one of the things that I kind of regret about is that I've always feared this COVID too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feared about getting it right,
Mm-hmm.
and I feared about like how it would react to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you go through those depressions, those anxieties, like and then I'm a smoker too, so you know
Yeah.
I was scared of like what if this thing goes in my lungs and
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be bad. Yeah. Especially.
right.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, it's you have to have faith, and I had to come out of that that
Fear.
dark
Yeah. That fear
that
that you
fear,
have. Yeah. You have to
right.
fight it. You have to be courageous. Even though you're really scared, but you have to do it, right?
Yeah,
You have to find the
and
courage in you.
in the beginning, I was very scared. I went through this where like I would tell my wife, I'm sorry, I can't go out to this, I can't do this with
Mm-hmm.
you. I stopped doing like things, maybe visiting other families, even though there's sometimes the restrictions was kind of eased a little bit, and you can have people over. Maybe it was like 5 gatherings or something like that. But for me, it was like I don't want to
Expose yourself, right, to that
expose
risk. Yeah.
and not only that, but like I didn't know if I was one of those asymptomatic or carriers,
Yeah. Yeah. You
and
never know.
and I was more fearful for the elderly people
Yeah.
that we love the most. Like I had father-in-law, mother-in-law,
Yeah.
and my stepmom and stepdad. Like them. Even though they want to see me the most, I was more like, no, I don't want to come see you guys.
Yeah. I just
You
want.
know, because I was more fearful. Like if I gave them the virus, like how would they? I feel like it would be my fault.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
bad happened to them, right?
It's a
So
real sacrifice for you, right? Even though you love to see them and hug them, but because of this COVID thing, you decided, just play it safe, right?
Yeah, it's. I mean, was it the right thing to do? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I had to come out of my shell, and I remember my mother-in-law was saying to me one time. She said, "You know what, Ahmed? It's time for you to kind of give it up and not run away from this virus and let it be. If
Mm-hmm.
you get it, you get it. You can't just be running away from it. You can't be scared of it." And I took her advice,
Advice,
and
yeah.
I was like, "You're right. Like, I cannot put this in my life like this, where
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not good for my health. It's not good for um, being antisocial. You know, the things that you used to do before, like I didn't want to do it anymore. There's a lot of I have a lot of close friends, and other friends. I like I don't even know when was the last time I've done anything or any. But I had to come out of my shell, and I had to say, hey, you know what? It's I have to have faith, and I have to believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
If He wants to take me, be His angel, then let it be.
Maybe, yeah. But
So
you're not gonna like spoil Christmas or a gathering that because you miss your loved ones so much, right? You want to see them, and you don't want to have that fear anymore.
yeah,
If it happens, it should. Yeah, it happens.
and I don't have that fear
No more.
anymore.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm still practicing my social distancing, having my
Mm-hmm.
mask on around other people that maybe that I don't know. And plus, I work in retail, so I get to see a lot of people
Yeah.
from different places. So it's really hard to say, who's sick and who's not. So, and these are the things that you can't ask them about it, right? So at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, it's just you just gotta stay safe and have some faith, and move on and live life and be
Yeah, that's
happy.
true. Yeah, I'm sure everybody felt the same because what you're explaining happened to me too with my friends and family. At first, everybody was so afraid to step out, but it's been so long already, right? It's not healthy.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. It's not healthy, right? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, uh, like you said, realization, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I realized, like there is, uh, that people go through a lot of things. I was a couple of days ago. I even was in part of that Bell stock.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of seeing different people from different places.
Mm-hmm.
All the struggles that they're going through. There's a lot of things that you can relate to that other
Mm-hmm.
people are going through. So for me, that was something that was great for me because I'm not alone in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like you're not the only person in this world that's going through these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you know, you just gotta push yourself and find things that motivates me. I know that music is one of the things that gives me energy.
Yeah.
So,
DJ. DJ.
yeah, and it's music has been really helpful. When I feel like a lot of times, there's a lot of things that come through in
Yeah.
your mind, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
um, one of the things that I just overcame not too long ago is I'm not a big highway driver.
Yeah, I know. And
Uh,
you mentioned about depression and those stuff. I just want to plug. This is not like sponsored or anything. TikTok, YouTube, all of those talk about mental illness, depression, stress, anxiety. It really helped me too, because I've learned a lot from it too. So it's because I believe there's a bad rap with other social media, but it's up to you what type of information you want to get in, right? So for me, it did really work. I got a lot of prayers from those social media like TikTok and YouTube, those sites or whatever you call them.
Hmm.
Yeah, it gave me a lot of insights on how to combat depression, and I just want to plug that in too. All you have to do is pick the right message, right, for you. Did you have the same experience? Were you able to watch like talks from YouTube that really help you out?
Yeah, like um, I've I've listened to a lot of like motivation speeches
Mm-hmm.
through YouTube. I find that helped me out lots.
Mm-hmm.
Also, one of the things that I started doing is reading. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
I was never a big reader,
Mm-hmm.
so I've read a few books so far during pandemic, and
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of takes things away that you're thinking about. Like for me, it was like I worried too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
You worry about like, oh, your family's sick. What is this gonna happen? Like, what's gonna like? You think like ahead, like, oh my gosh, right? Like
It's gonna stress you out.
too many things in your head just swirling, and it's not positive at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fear of dying and stuff, like where am I gonna be when I die?
Mm-hmm.
How does death feels like? Like,
Yeah.
there's
Wow,
a
that's deep, man. Is that you,
yeah,
Ahmed? Is that you?
it's it's tough, right? Because at the end of the day, it really got me into it because my depression became more, and I was stressed more. I was worried more. Like I was worried about the little things, like my wife would like go pick up the kids from school, and and then I find out like she's running a little late. She's not here,
Mm-hmm.
and I like think to myself like, what happened to her? Like she had a car
Yeah.
accident. Like you worry. Like,
Yeah.
and I never worried like this in my life before,
Yeah.
right? So the people that you love sometimes is it's you worry about them so much where it affects you a lot, and but at the end of the day they're okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
You just wasted your time worrying, man. That's I always tell myself because I was a big worrier too, but I did really stop. I just want to do things that makes me, happy, and I want to spend time with people who really, it's worth for me, and they also value me as a person. I don't want to waste time anymore because we'll never know, right? Yeah, life will
yeah,
end anytime, and
yeah, and
spend it
and
wisely.
you're right, like reading these books really helped me because um, worrying is not going to do a lot any good for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to affect you more. But keeping that positive mind, like having that state of positive mind, was
Mm-hmm.
like very key, especially waking up in the morning, right?
Yeah, that's key.
Um, and how you want your day to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those were key, and just like what can I do to stop worrying? So I started like listening things that's gonna motivate me, things that gonna give me energy, reading a book, right? So these things help me out. I'm not a I know that my wife always said, you should go see a therapist and this and
Mm-hmm.
that, but I always had you though, right? So
Yeah.
whenever I needed somebody to talk to, I would, call you, and we would, talk about it. And
I'm your therapist. Just kidding.
well, we've helped each other out a
Yeah,
lot,
that's
you
true.
know.
Because when you called me, for me, it was time to get out of my depression. When you come on, let's go out, something to do, right?
Yeah, right. Like it's trust me, it's it means a lot to me because the time when you're at that low point, and you're trying, um, you know, you feel like, oh my gosh, like who's your real friends, and
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, it's it's gonna come down to the people are always there for you, and those are your real friends. And anytime you're feeling any kind of way, I think you know who to call or who to talk to about, right? So, and and my wife, she's a big support, Pam. She's been a huge support for me, and
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, I know that she's not a big worry like me.
Yeah, she's a fighter, man. She has a different blood,
She does.
just like my wife too.
She does. I came to realization that I should be grateful for what I have in life.
Mm-hmm.
And of everything that I went through in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
This should never affect me. But
Mm-hmm.
in when it comes to me and a lot of people in this world, it affected us in a lot of different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we couldn't control it, right? And when I say we can't control it, is because like you felt like your freedom was kind of taken away from you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So so that was really hard for me, but at the end of the day, you know, start like I said, um, having faith and praying to God.
Yeah. Yeah.
That really helped me. Knowing that every day that I wake up, that I'm still breathing, that I should be grateful for that.
That's true. Because growing up, I told myself when I was a kid, when I was depressed, for me, God, why have you forsaken me? But when you grow up, you realize, oh my God, He did it. Everything's there, man. All you have to do is get it, wake up in the morning, do whatever you want to do. Everything's there to be happy. It's just you, just
Yeah,
your mindset, right? Once you have that gratitude, then I think it's gonna start with gratitude. For me, that's my experience is. Once you realize, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I have to run with this. I have to, do the things I really love and spend time with the people who I value more, who values me too, right? So for me, that's the one thing I've learned last year because I forgot it. I knew it when I was a kid, but I forgot it for a while. Then I came back. That's the thing that now I don't want to forget it. I just want to make sure that I'm always grateful and everything's there. It's up to you. It's your mindset. What do you want to do in life, right? How do
that's
you want this to pan out?
that's 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
You're bang on there, Kuya. It's like Jerome. I'll give you you know $10 million to but I'll give it to you tomorrow. But when you wake up, you know, like if I give you 10 million, you can't wake up tomorrow. Like you have to choose between that. It's like that's why we have to treasure life so much.
Much, yeah.
That it's not about money or anything. That we have to thank God that He's letting us wake up, give us another opportunity of
Opportunity in the
day,
next day.
you
That's
know, to
gratitude, man. Yeah.
to make an impact in this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've 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 donated lots. I've been doing a lot of volunteering.
Yeah.
Anything that I can give back to my community.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching the news and stuff, and hearing like how cold it was and stuff.
Yeah.
So like me taking clothes and donating, those things made me feel good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're
Um,
giving back. You're
yeah,
sharing your blessings, man. That's what. I just want to put a slide here. There, because this is my first slide. This is my first takeaway. By the way, I want to say hi to Omaida. If she's watching us right now, thank you for the support. And this is the first slide one of the first takeaways I have. Love God, believe He will not forsake you, and enjoy and share His blessings. And when you do it, you feel like there's something in there. You can't explain, right? When you're giving.
yeah, it's God asks you to be kind and always give back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because He's giving you everything in life. right? And those are things that we have to treasure, and we have to be grateful about it, because without him, we wouldn't have all these things, right? So um, you know I grew up as a Muslim kid, but
Mm-hmm.
you know I don't practice it. But I believe that what I believe is that we all have one
One
God,
God. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and I don't believe in, like, that this is how religion is,
Yeah.
this is this and that, at the end of the day, for me, I wake up every day, and I know there's a God out there. I don't believe in anything about religion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care whether you're white or
Mm-hmm.
black or
Yeah.
purple or whatever you are. At the end of the day, as long as we treat each other
That's true.
human, as human beings, and
Yeah.
that's the most important
I'm
thing
gonna
in life.
second that. Yeah.
You know. So at the end of the day, I'm so grateful to have everything that I have in life. Grateful to have my kids, grateful to have my wife, grateful
Mm-hmm.
to have my friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters in life. You
That's
know,
true.
and it's we go through our tough times, but God didn't make things easy for us, right? So,
Yeah.
we just have to somehow lift ourselves up, and keep talking to him, and he'll be listening to us, and do the right things.
That's true. Because that's what I realized in last year too. Because even though your intentions are pure, you want your family to have this or your friends to have this and that. You want to make peace or whatever. But in the end, it's their call, right? If they choose not to have peace, it's up to them. Even though you tried, and you can't control that. All you have to do is move on. As long as you know, you made you said your piece, and you know where you at, you know where you stand, and that's the only thing you can do, right? You can't change their mind. It's up to them. There's no right or wrong. It's just, this is my stand. This is what I believe in, and take it or leave it, right? And I don't want to pressure you, or I don't want to judge you. Maybe there's something there that I don't know, right? But you just feel that this is me. This is just me sharing a piece of me to you, right? It's up to you how you take it.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. It's all about respect, and respecting other people's religions. If
Mm-hmm.
I know my wife, she's a Roman Catholic, and
Mm-hmm.
I respect her religion, and I've learned a lot in her religion. We go to church together. I mean, um, we don't do it now, but I learned a lot about her religion, and her beliefs, and but at the end of the day, that's her beliefs, and I love her for that.
Yeah.
And we have different beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
but
End
you
of
know
the day,
there's,
it's
there's,
your
there's
relationship, right?
a relationship right there. We respect each other. Same as you have your beliefs, and I don't care about, like, your beliefs is your belief. I just
Yeah.
love you who you are, because I
Exactly. Yeah.
know you are a genuine person. You're kind, and you give back to all the human beings, and those are the things you need to treasure, right? Because it's hard to find people like that nowadays, right? And
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, you know whether other people's believe this or other people's don't believe in God, that's their belief, right?
Yeah.
So and, like, you can't judge them for that either, right?
Yeah.
Because what they believe is what they believe, right? At the end of the day, we just have to um, move on, and be who you are truly. And
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, like, it's you just have to hold on to faith. And I always say, the more you talk to God, the more He listens to you,
Mm-hmm.
the more He guides you. And that's the most important thing to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I just want to shout out Ayu Riola is a good friend of mine. He was supposed to join us, but because of work, um, he wasn't able to join. However, he mentioned that having a social support is very important and helpful to those having mental health difficulties. Because he's a clinical psychologist in the Philippines, and
Oh wow.
yeah, so that's his take, and he has his own belief system too. I don't want to judge for each his own, but the important thing is how we treat each other, right? How we respect each other, how we love each other. That's the important thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is what's all about, you know, life
Mm-hmm.
total, right? So this is for all of us, right? For all of us to get together and and share our blessings of how we feel and make a big change in
Mm-hmm.
this world, and hopefully we can touch other people that maybe they can relate to you in a little way.
Yeah.
um, but we're all different though at the end of the day, like we all have our own characteristics and um,
And you know what too? What's really great from last year? This is what a self realization too. I was given an opportunity to be myself, to examine myself, and even manifest who am I. With the opportunities I had, I saw who am I, man? What kind of person am I, right? So it's a blessing because it's time to review who you are and review what is important to you, who are the people who is important to you, and it's a blessing for me. It's a blessing. That's why I want to share this too, because I hope people would step back, and I hope they have this opportunity too, to just examine themselves and choose and see who they really are. And I believe you had that too last year, right? When you went through depression and stuff, you saw yourself, right?
yeah, like it's coming to the realizations, right, that this is true, this is happening to me,
Mm-hmm.
even though I didn't think like this existed. I didn't understand how to feel it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you feel it and you know it, that's when you believe it, right? That these things do exist,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't judge people what they're going through.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah.
and I never judged that, in my life, but I just kind of, had my own judgment in a way where, I'm strong. I say, I'm a strong person. I don't think I can, be like this. I can't go through this. You hear stuff like, where people suicide themselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that, right? And I'm like, like, what are people thinking? Like, are they crazy to take their life like that? But this is some, these are the real things,
Yeah,
that
it's true,
people,
and we've seen an increase according to the pundits that there was an increase in suicide last year, right? And I hope we help those if there are people who are in that depression. I hope we give them a hope or something that they can hang on to. That everything's not permanent. It's gonna pass. It's just
yeah,
like a storm, right? Just hang on.
yeah. I had this thing that I always read to myself, and it goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm strong because I know my weakness.
Yes.
I am beautiful because I know I'm aware of my flaws.
Yeah.
I am fearless because I learn to recognize illusions from red. I,
Wow.
I am wise because I learn from my mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I am a lover because I have felt hate.
That's
And I
true.
can, and I can laugh because I have known sadness.
Oh my God! Send me that quote, man. I love that. I'm gonna post that in my
Yeah,
Facebook.
it's
That's beautiful.
some things that 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 can help you, just you know uh, just gives you that energy, right? And that little bit lifting spirit, right? Because all I think we can all relate that we've all been in some kind of darkness,
Yeah, yeah.
and
There
and
was a dark spell, right? It's still there. That's why we have to
it,
go through with it, right?
yeah, it's still there, but I think we're strong enough that
Yeah.
now that that we have to understand these things that we're going through, and we just have to be strong about it, and we just have to have that faith, and let let God let God do His thing, because our time is gonna come one day, and we don't know when that time is,
Hmm.
and we just have to just
Go on. We have to
go on
believe.
and
We have to have that
enjoy
faith.
life,
Yeah.
and be with the people that you love the most, spend some time
Time
with
with them. Yeah, that's the important thing, from last year. Now I understand who are the people who values me, and at the same time who I value most. Right? You had that opportunity because of this pandemic.
them.
I had it's a gift for me that, oh well, yeah, this is the people that I should be spending time with, not the people who devalues or despise. Like, you know what I mean. At your back, they're saying this in the end of the day, but now you know those people, right?
Yeah,
So it's a gift for me. It's a gift.
it is, right? Because, every day, right, is a chance to change our lives.
Hmm.
God is giving us that, right? Um, you know, Nobody's perfect in this world.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm perfect, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
same with me. I have so many flaws. Definitely.
Right?
My
So,
family will attest to that.
I'm me. I'm willing to change
Hmm.
for the best for myself and for my family. You know, take as me, I am who I am, and watch as I go, and it's those those are the chances is in life, is you have to treasure it, right?
Hmm.
It's you can leave in this world, you know tomorrow, or even today, or you just never know when, right? So I've learned to live life, and be blessed for having this life.
Hmm.
Just be grateful about it, right?
Yeah.
So it's been probably, last year was the toughest, but we've been in this tough road the
It's a
last
rodeo for a
year.
while already, so we're used to
Right? So
it.
we gotta, we have to inspire ourselves, and and
Yeah.
and, and find ways to,
Yeah, I just want to say hi to Hazel. She's watching right now. She's my office mate before at VMO.
hey,
And
welcome.
hi Hazel, thank you for the support and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the show. Hope you learned something. And if you want to share something, don't be shy. Just shoot us a message. It's live right now. Anyway, the next slide I'm showing is piggybacking of what you said. I've said this already a while ago. Everything you need is to live is there already. So I want to quote Robin Williams. I think he was the one who mentioned this. Life is fleeting, so it's gonna be fast. So wake up and learn and focus on the things that matters to you, people that matters to you, whatever you want to do, your hobby, your calling, or whatever. Just do it. Do it right away, because you'll never know. So I think that's a key takeaway from this pandemic. Because yeah, it's just like a signal or a warning for us. Life is fleeting, man. You never know if it's your turn to go, right?
Yeah, yeah, no,
So
it's
I just want
beautiful.
to, yeah, piggyback on that. And the next slide, this was one you mentioned a while ago too. Just want to point this out, that you have to believe in yourself. Don't be subjected to fear, And for me, you have to speak up against the people who devalues you. You have to, hey, I'm not that, right? You have to do it in a nice way, though. You know, you have to speak up because if you don't, they think that what they're doing is okay, right? So you have to stop it. Of course, if they say it to other people too, or they do that the same thing to other people, you have to let them know. You have to call them out. That's what
Yeah,
I figured out too, right?
yeah. I mean, if these, if you're saying that, these people that maybe they're people that you love
Yeah,
or
exactly. Yeah,
your family, yeah, you have to, you got to speak up. You got to let them, know what you feel.
feel. Yeah, that's true.
But if it comes to a stranger, to me, I wouldn't even say anything back to them,
Yeah,
right?
because you
Because
don't know
that's
them.
who they are, and
Yeah,
I don't know them,
yeah.
and at the end of the day, it's I might see you today, I'll never see you again.
Again tomorrow or some other. Yeah,
Well,
who cares
yeah,
now?
who cares, right? We just move on with our lives, and there's gonna be people out there that that are jealous or maybe they talk down to you because
Yeah, yeah,
there's just maybe they're in some kind of fear in their own
yeah.
of something that they're going through. But when it comes to our loved ones, maybe these are the people that we need to speak up to, right?
That's true. Yeah, those are the realizations that I have last year. Because you know yourself, you know your capabilities, but sometimes you're subjected to fear, and you have to, you know what? There was one quote I want to mention this from Harry. You remember Harry Leons?
Yeah, Harry, Harry T.
Harry at Leon's. I think you mentioned that he's now the one of the store managers in Vancouver.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember Harry.
Yeah, Harry. And
Yeah,
when I first met him, because he was a very interesting guy. He's upbeat. You know him, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. He's.
And
I mean, he was a teacher.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't even know that. But I did ask him because coming from Toronto, he mentioned that he went to Manitoba to get his PR. And I did ask him because he's from China, and I asked him because I know he has so much knowledge, right?
Yeah.
I could feel it; it's oozing. And I asked him, "Hey, Harry, what's the best advice or best saying in China that that's dear to you?" Because I saw his demeanor; it's different from other Chinese that I've met. Now I know because he's a teacher, right?
Yeah.
And he told me that in China, if somebody tells you not to do something, do it. So maybe it's the conversion or the translation or the interpretation, but he was saying to me that if there's a fear of something that you don't want to do because you're fearing it, just do it, man. You might learn something. That's what he said.
True.
You want to do it because you want to learn something. You want to or the right word is you might benefit from it. So I think that's what he's saying. Now, when you mentioned that, if you're subjected to fear, you don't have to. You might benefit from it. You might get something from it, right?
Well, I mean, that's how you overcome your fears,
Yeah.
right? So, it's like, saying that, man, I don't know if I can jump off this plane with, going skydiving, and
Mm-hmm.
those are fear, right? Like, you
Yeah.
might want to do it, but to overcome your fears, you got to do it,
You gotta
right?
do it. Yeah.
I totally understand where he's coming from, and that's probably one of the things that you can take away from that, right? Because a lot of times that's what people hold back is their fear.
That's true.
They have so much to accomplish in this world only if they just overcome that fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I know that, let's just say maybe, I come up to you and say, hey, Kuya, I have this plan, and, I want to start this business and this and
Yeah.
that, for example, right? Like,
Yeah.
like I expect you to, encourage me to support it, right?
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be other people that are there. They're gonna like sometimes say, "Oh, don't do
Downplay it.
that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not right. They're not gonna support you," and then you feel down
yeah.
about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do it. It's like now you're fearing because of what they said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, right? Like it's your life. Um, it's not their life, right? It's you got to do some things to find out your own sometimes, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because you have to know it. You have to know what's the end of the road there, right? What's gonna happen? I want to know.
Maybe they might know that, right? They might not know that, and they don't want to take
Yeah,
that risk, or
yeah,
or that fear. They might kind of say bad things about your ideas, right?
yeah.
So at the end of the day, I would say, hey, like don't stop. If you have dreams and goals, go after it, right? Don't let somebody else stop it. And then if you have a friend that's telling you that these are no good, that your
Yeah.
idea, then they're not a friend, right? Because a friend should encourage you to be like, hey, this is a great idea. You should do
Do
it.
it. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's how you know when you know you have good friends and real friends, because you can always go to them and they're always going to give you
Encouragement. Yeah.
encouragement and
And
advices and
support too. If you need
support,
support,
right?
I'll be there, man. Yeah, just do
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
right. So yeah, like I definitely understand where Harry's coming from, because we all have fears,
That's true. Yeah.
and sometimes you just got to do it.
Yeah, apparently I want to ask Yao about it. Hey, what's this Harry? There's like quote from China, like it's a very popular saying. I wanna ask Yao about it. Maybe he can give us like the pure gist of it, like right. But I think I know what he's saying. Harry was saying is about that. And yeah, I'm very thankful with that too, because I always what is he say talking about? I don't even know. Now I understand. It's about regrets too, because when you don't do it, in the end, you're gonna. How come I didn't do it? I was there already. I had the opportunity, right? I chickened out, and it's gonna haunt you for years or until, because remember there was like a book about what are the most things that old people regret. I mean, old people say when before they die, right? And it's most of them are regrets. Those are the things that they really think about. What if I've done this or that? There's so
Yeah.
many regrets, and you don't want that when you get old, right?
No, no, I know. Hold on one sec, Kuya, okay?
Okay, so go ahead. So yeah, so that's I think I wanna ask Harry or Yao about this Chinese saying, and if there's somebody there who knows it, please let us know. If you know that Chinese proverb or something about if somebody says for you not to do it, just do it. And I guess it's about fear or regret, and we just want to expound on that. And that's something I learned too. If there's something you want to do in life, and if you have the opportunity, you have the time, you have the money to do it, just do it. Because in the end of the day, when you're old, you can't do anything. You're gonna look back in those opportunities, and you're gonna wonder uh, what could have been, right? Anyway, while waiting for Ahmed, there's another takeaway here that in every situation there is always a play going on. So learn the play so you know what role you want to play it in. So this is just a long, long phrase. If you're, there's a situation that is gonna make you upset, or gonna make you sad, or gonna make you something that you're gonna regret. You have to think twice before you spill out the beans. You have to think deeply before you do something, because once you say it, you can't take it back, and you're gonna be defeated in terms of feelings, especially with the person you did it to. So always think. I think My mom used to say that before you say something, before you do something, you think. So this is for me how I understood it. And in every situation, there's always a play going on. There's something. So you have to go beyond it. You have to look at it in a bird's eye view, learn it, what's happening here, and what role do I want to play in it. I want to be the villain. Do I want to be the peacemaker. I want to be the victim. It's up to you. Or if you want to be an accomplice, you want to be the consoler. This is something that I've learned from last year too. And I hope you get something from this. Before you judge, before you say be something, before you act, think about the situation. And remember, there's a play going on. What's the goal of this play? How is it going to pan out? And learn what role. Because you can't change everybody's mind. Their intentions, whether good or bad, there's a saying that there's no good and bad. It's how people take it. So if their heart is good, they're gonna take it nicely. But if they have a different view, maybe they're struggling, they have challenges that you don't know, you cannot judge. So there's no right or wrong, but just learn how you want, what role you want to play in that situation. And I'm gonna go back that later when Ahmed is available.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
There you go. So I was just saying here, because this is something I really learned that I think my brother is an expert on this because he's always cool. Because in every situation, there's always a play going on. Learn it so you know what role you want to play in it. Like, because honestly, Ahmed, growing up, I have a short fuse, man. I just learned the way because my brother, who's very cool, taught me how to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this time around, it's a different level because I know it already. But there will come a time. There's a situation that, hey, why is this happening? How come there's so much like COVID? What's going on? What type of play is this? I don't know where I want to be. So you have to look back. You don't have to act right away. Sit back, check what's happening, what's the play. It's just like in a basketball game or a football game or hockey. You have to anticipate, hey, what's going on, right? And learn it, and so you know what role you want to play.
Yeah.
It means I want, like me, if there's like a fight in the family, right? Where is this fight coming from? What's the issue, right? Do I want to be the peacemaker? Do you want me to agitate the other family members, or do you want me just to support the guy who's steering up the family? You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm getting it through, but let me know what you think about it.
No, no. Well, I do, right? Because sometimes you might feel like you're left out of things,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you feel like maybe nobody's hearing you, or and sometimes like when it comes to family, it's like you gotta fight your way up there for
Yeah.
to hear you, right? So like you said about having a short fuse, and I had tempers when I was a kid
Yeah,
too,
yeah, same with
you
me, man.
know, and
Really bad.
for me it was different, and for me was I was more jealous of like the life I wanted for myself.
Oh, same here, man. That's me too. We're in the same boat. I have that feeling
Yeah,
too, yeah.
yeah, right. Like it was like I remember coming to Canada, and and meeting friends, and maybe seeing them, their mom coming to a basketball game
Mm,
for them, or their dad coming to support them, and I never had those things, right? So
yeah.
for me it was like you know I've always looked at things like like why did I have to go through this? Like why I couldn't have that? Like why did you know my mom and dad couldn't be there for me? And
Yeah.
but these are the things that for as a kid you grow up and you learn from
There's
it.
so many resentment in there. It's like brewing, right?
Yeah, right. It's it's more like, you're blaming, or you're kind of angry at, like,
Why
you're,
is it happening to me, right?
yeah, right. So, and then that's how you become more of a, short fused, and having temper, and you know you feel like, you know the care that you want is
Yeah.
is is not there. And but, like, we're strong people, and they always say, the strong ones always go through, the rough times. And
Mm-hmm.
it's everybody has their own lives, and their own stories. And nobody, like I said, nobody's perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me was, the fact, like, I think I've told you this before. I think, like, you know I'm not, like I told you before, I've never seen my dad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It was just more, I was more, for me, it was like, well, at least I can see a picture of him,
Mm-hmm.
right? So those are the things where I was kind of angry in life for
Yeah.
myself, right? Because the things that you want for yourself, and, like, and you see other people that have that, and you
Yeah, you were
become,
jealous. You're so lucky, right?
right, like, you become that jealous, and, like, because you want that life,
Yeah,
right?
you want to feel that
You
moment.
want to
Yeah.
you want to feel that,
That
right?
moment, yeah.
That moment, those moments,
Yeah.
right? But it's at the end of the day, it's I can't blame it on God or anything, but
That's the cards you were dealt with, right? You have to
yeah,
make
right.
sure
Like,
you win.
everybody's card differently. And
It's how you play it.
I learned to just be who I am. And I know where I come from. and
Mm-hmm.
and like,
For me, that was the best advice I have got from one of my best friends, Romel Avila, when we were in teenager during those, crossroads during teenagers. He told me that just be yourself, man. You don't have to pretend. You don't just be yourself, and you're gonna be happy. So I took that, man. I run away with it. Just I want to be authentic. Who am I? I don't want to like pretend that this and that. No, what you see is what you get, and it works for me, right? I hope people can attest to that too, right?
yeah, it's you're right, because we have to find our we had to find, like, how to love ourselves,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
So I know that that time, I didn't understand what love was, or, right, like, I didn't even know how to love myself, right, till I
Mm-hmm.
started teaching myself. Like, I remember when I was like 17 years old, and I remember best advice that my grandpa gave me was, you know what, Ahmed, like, life is too short. You gotta love yourself. He said, every day when you wake up, go in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror and look at the mirror and say, I love you. I
Yeah.
love you. Say that
Yeah.
to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank God. Yeah.
and I didn't understand why he, like, meant that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean I have to love myself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and he was right, because once you find that that love for yourself, then you can give that love back to other people.
Yeah, because if you don't know how to love yourself, how can you love others, right?
Yeah, right. Like, before, I mean, I didn't know how to love anybody, because I didn't know what love was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, I wished I had mom and dad to love me, to put me to bed, to
yeah, yeah.
cook, to, like, cook you food, to make you lunch, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And just, like, there for you, to support you through all your school and your
Mm-hmm.
college, right? Like, those are the things you didn't have. So it was hard for, as a kid, it's hard to love yourself, right? It's
Yeah,
like, that's the one thing that I had, those, like, little short tempers and stuff.
yeah,
But you learn to love yourself, and then and that's the most important thing in life, I think. It's just
yeah,
understanding yourself first, and understanding that, hey, if I can love myself, then I can, like I said, I can love my kids and my other people. And blessed. Like, I have beautiful three kids. I have beautiful
yeah.
wife, like. Uh, I'm, I wouldn't trade for this life for anything right
Yeah,
now.
you should value them, and I know it really matters to you. Those kids, they're beautiful kids, man.
Yeah, right.
And I
and
commend you for that.
and of the things that I went through now that I can show my kids those that love that that I never had, right?
Yeah,
Things that I went through, I don't want my kids to go through, so I want to support them every kind of way, go to their like any kind of activities they have, support them whether it's school, whether it's sitting down with them, reading with them, right?
yeah,
Those are the things you gotta treasure, right? Because not a lot of people had those moments in life, and you know, you can give back to your
yeah.
kids, and I think,
That's true.
you
For
know,
me, it was different though, because I grew up in a perfect family, and suddenly things turned south, and I knew what the perfect family is. I experienced it. The problem is, it was taken away from me. That's why I was angry, right? Hey, how come it's not happening anymore? We're so happy together, like the family that we have, right? So that's my struggle. So every Christmas, even though everybody's having fun, but deep inside, you know, I'm sad, right? I want to be with my family, right? In the end of the day, and especially during my when I finished university, it should be a very proud day for me, right? I didn't attend my commencements, right? Because my dad forgot it. That even though I reminded him several times, but he was very busy to accompany me, get my diploma, and that was really sad for me, right? But growing up, you have to toughen up, right? You have to. That's why I told you, in the end of the day, you know what? I'm just gonna do whatever that makes me happy. I don't wanna. I wanna forget my depression. I wanna forget those sad moments in life, and that's why when you see me, I'm always in the positive note, right? So
yeah, I
I
mean,
don't want. I don't want you to get my bad vibes. This is the good vibes, man.
well,
There's no time for me for that. I've been there
that's the
for six
thing, right?
years.
Yeah, you can't hold those things back to you because
Yeah,
like there's nothing you can change about it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's like how can we move on from it, and how can our life still be better,
Yeah,
even though this is what I wanted for my life, but it didn't happen.
happened. Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, we just have to treasure what we have and be grateful for what we have,
Mm-hmm.
and thank God for everything, and just be, And I always like to say, whenever I see you, I'm like, how can you? I'm like Jerome always puts me a smile on my face. He's always smiling. He's always happy. Like
Yeah.
and those are the things, those are the vibes that other people attract, right? Of
Yeah.
that, like the positive, that you're real, you're kind, right? um you know
Same here, man. I felt the same thing because you took me under your wings at Leon's, and you didn't have to, but you did. That's why I love you, man. Because what you did to me, you supported me all the way. Because I didn't know anything at Leon's, and you gave me whatever you have there. You taught me everything, man. That's why I'm so grateful to you.
yeah, like when I started there, like I was grateful for Ramsey that was there.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me lots, and when somebody teaches you, right, something,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times people don't want to share those things, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I have that, man. And when I
Right.
was working in the bank, I've felt that several times. They don't want to teach me.
So
I
yeah,
have to do it on my own.
because they don't want to be, they don't want you to be successful, right? They don't want
Yeah, yeah.
you, right? So to me, I was like, at the end of the day, if I'm gonna be successful, is I gotta show that on my own, right? It's not about like I maybe I take show you how things work, or teach you things or whatever it was, right? But at the end of the day, I did that from my kind of heart. It made me feel good about it, right? It wasn't about a competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to sales, it is a competition, right? But for
Mm-hmm.
me, it was not like that, right? It was more like, I'm doing something great for somebody else that I can see them do great things, and I can still do great things at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, um, kind of like you gotta, when you get something, you gotta give back to,
Yeah.
right? It's just, and it's always been like that for me, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
even now, like hiring, right? Like, um, you don't wanna. I've always when I hired somebody, I always looked for people that are always better than me, people that
Mm-hmm.
are
Mm-hmm.
more, you know, that can do great things in life, and that I can
Mm-hmm.
learn more things from them,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
You're
So,
right.
and I wasn't very judgmental of, when it came to hiring stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
more like, I look at their resume, I'm like, okay, great. I'm like, I'm not a big fan of resumes. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
more
Mm-hmm.
of a, I want to meet the person. I
Yeah.
want
I want to see. Yeah. How he carries himself. How. Yeah.
to, yeah, sometimes experience is not about, it's not about, that, oh yeah, they have the experience, they're going to do great. Sometimes, the ones that don't have experience, they can do great things too. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one thing that I learned was that, you can't judge anybody,
That's
right?
true. I believe that too. Yeah.
Right. And
And thank you for showing that, man. I saw it when I met you, man. Because I didn't even know you, man. You just Justin just told me, hey, teach this guy, right? That's it. That's what I remember. Justin telling me, right?
we all had our own mentors, and
Yeah.
the one thing I take away from you definitely is faith.
Mm-hmm.
I think I always tell you the story, and I told you this before. I wasn't really a person, when it came to faith and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, I was more like, yeah, there's a God, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never really like prayed or
Yeah. Yeah.
anything. I remember one time, you were giving me a ride home, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you were in your car, and I was in the driver's seat, and then you know, as soon as you got in the car, you were about to drive. Before you drove off, you did a little praying.
Yeah.
You said, God, drive this car. Please get us safe home.
Yeah.
And then you also had that little thing in your car,
Yeah. Just a prayer book. Yeah.
right? So, but that little angel you had in your
Yeah.
car, right? So that really touched me, right? Seeing that,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's when I really said to myself, if you can have faith, I gotta have faith too.
Thanks,
So,
man. Yeah. Thank you
so
for
that
sharing
that
that, man.
that really touched me,
Mm-hmm.
and if it wasn't for you, I mean, I don't know how I understand faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you truly understood what faith in God was all
Mm-hmm.
about, and um, and that's one thing I took away from you is really
Thanks, man. Yeah. Thanks, man.
that
Appreciate
means a lot to me because if it wasn't for you, I mean, I don't know, I don't.
it. I'm just a messenger, man. I'm just. And
Yeah.
thank God you share that too, and I hope everybody feels the same. And I have people too that I owe that faith, like my wife's sister, Ate Girly. Yeah, I saw her too. I saw her that how the family prays. They pray every night, and I was very prayerful when I was a kid, but sometimes you lose touch, right? And that reminded me I have to go back there. It's the same thing every day in the morning. I just say, "Love you, God. Thank you for everything." I have that gratitude. The same thing when I fall asleep. Before I go to sleep, I say a prayer too.
Yeah. Same here.
And
I pray every night
mm,
before I go to sleep,
mm,
and when I wake up, I thank Him.
mm,
Exactly, you do, and that's all I've been doing all my life now,
mm,
and I started doing that ever since when I saw you, and even
okay,
and even the times when you're about to have food or whatever,
yeah,
you do a little
yeah,
prayer to and those are a lot of meaningful things because you're grateful for everything, right? Like not just grateful for everything, but also grateful for the food that was provided to you by God, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a little praise, and those mean a lot to me. And those are the things that I give back to my kids now, because we
Mm-hmm.
do our praying during dinner time.
Yeah.
Whenever we all eat together, sometimes I challenge my kids and say, "Okay, it's time for you to say the prayers now."
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I'm very happy, man. I'm very happy to know that, for sharing that. Anyway, we're almost in the 2 hour in our podcast. I'll just make a
Yeah,
summary here, but it's really good, man. I'm gonna post this in YouTube, and I hope everybody enjoys it. So, a summary here. After looking back, the trials, the challenges we have experienced, it just provided us a peek into ourselves, who we really are, who are the people God sent to us to be behind us. And moving forward, I don't want to forget how to value myself, the people who values me too in their lives, especially the man from above, God. I want to thank Him for not uh, giving up in me. And I want to spend time with you, man, especially you, and my family and the people who supports me all the time. And for me, it's very clear, and that's the gift that I have from last year. Now it's clear who are the people who loves me, who values me, and who are the people who don't support me. And I'm just gonna, spend my time now just to be with those people, right? And I know it's not easy in life. We have ups and downs. You know that, man. Even though we know this, there will come a time where we're gonna get depressed again. But you have to relearn this again. I don't want to forget this, right? That's why I'm having this Life Total podcast, just to remind me every now and then, at least. Hey, don't forget, what you've learned, what the gifts that they were given to you. You have to be grateful. You have to love the people around you, and value the people who values you. And you know what I mean. And how about you? What's your takeaway and summary for last year, for this crazy times, right?
you know, um, God bless. Technology is has been, it's what kept me going, and you know, like right now, we're talking to each other through this podcast, and
Mm.
this is amazing because this is something that we never had
Before,
before.
yeah.
So connecting with family and friends through technology has been like probably for me, you know, you know, one of the best things, right, during this pandemic time,
Mm-hmm.
because this is the way we got to connect to our family when we're feeling, when whatever we're feeling, sometimes our ups and downs, and you can't get out, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
At least we know that we can always connect to our loved ones, our family, people that care about you, and yeah, and I really do treasure that, because at the end of the day, without technology, how are we supposed to connect to each other, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So this is the one thing that we have now, than we did before, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
without technology, I think we'd be more depressed, and
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen.
that's my takeaway. And
Yeah,
like I said, and my other takeaway is, be grateful, right?
yeah.
Because every day, uh, God is giving us another chance in life to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ahmed, thank you very much for showing up. Yeah, I know it's been a while. We planned this like 2 weeks ago. Good thing
Yeah,
you're there, and I'm very happy that you were able to make it this time around. And yeah, I just hope that one day we can have another talk, maybe in a different topic. It's about remember Life Total podcast. It's about for me, it's connecting hobbies, like we play golf, right?
yeah,
At the same time, how it affects our life total. Oh, I mean, it makes. I'm sure this talk will help you a lot if you listen from the beginning. How you traverse life and how you can have a peaceful, happy, and joyful life. Right, that's the goal. through hobbies. I'm gonna through friends and through other stuff that can contribute to that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I really enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that we continue this, and hope we can change a lot of lives and connect with others in the world, you know, and most importantly, um, connect to our families and
Yeah.
friends and people that we value and we care about the most. And
Hmm.
know, doing this is that we're doing this for ourselves and for other people that are going through the struggles, like everybody is, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We're not alone in this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's true.
I want to
So
say
true.
thank you for inviting me to this podcast. Like I said, I can't wait to do this again, and
Yeah, sure, man.
I can't wait to do a different topic. And it's been a wild couple of years so far.
I know. I hope it ends.
Most importantly, at least we're all here, we're healthy, and yeah, and rest in peace to the loved ones and the friends that we've lost
Yeah,
with
so true.
you. And and it's been tough, right, for
Yeah.
a lot of people, because my goodness, it's all the griefs that a lot of the families in this world are going through.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't say enough, that they're all strong people, and just keep up, and God is with you, and
Yeah.
stay happy, and hopefully we can get our normal life back very soon.
Yeah, and once we get it, we have to be grateful. We have to be so grateful that this pandemic is gone, and never forget the lessons we've had. And I'm sure it's something that we can't forget right away. Hopefully, we don't. Right. Okay, so I just gonna wanna end the podcast to thank Ahmed and our listeners, Ayu, Hazel, Eric. There's so many of them. Maida, JB, Justin was here, Marie, for dropping by, Andrea, and yeah, for joining us here. And I hope you picked up something. And that's the goal of the podcast. And shoot us a message if you like it. If you do, you can subscribe to you can listen to the lifetotalpodcast.com. I'm gonna upload it soon, or you can just hang out with us again here on Facebook, and check my YouTube channel at uh, Jerome Glenn Santos. And I hope one day I'm gonna have a show for you, Ahmed. Or you should have like a spin-off just
Oh,
with you.
well, I like this already, so
Yeah.
this,
Okay.
this is amazing, and thank you for putting this together, Jerome. Man, it's this made my night tonight, and yeah, I love you, man.
I love you too, man. Thank you for everything. I have so much. I'm so grateful to have you in my life, man. For being a good friend and a brother too. Okay, so remember, guys, your life total is equal to your power and toughness. See you again in our next episode.